Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to each one of you, depending on where you joined, what part of the world you joined from. I am extremely grateful to the organizers of the Global Sustainability Summit 2022. I'm speaking on a subject matter which is quite close to my heart because having been worked as both a sustainability and a communications professional, I'm able to draw a very strong relationship between the two. And that's what I would be sharing with you now. So, just as a precursor to what I have to say, let's take a step back and uh, see how sustainability has been defined over the years. From the 1987 United Nations Brundtland Commission's definition that defines sustainability as meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. To dividing it into three pillars: economic, environmental, and social, or profits, planet, and people. Many people, my generation, can relate to that because that's what that was the parlance that we popularly used. To today's popular acronym ESG, that's best characterized as a framework that helps stakeholders understand how an organization is managing risks and opportunities related to environmental, social, and governance criteria. While the term ESG is often used in the context of investing, stakeholders are not limited to the investment community. They also include customers, suppliers, employees, because all of them are increasingly interested in how sustainable an organization is. So, having said that, and I would, of course, everybody is here. It would be familiar with this image. I just wanted to set the context because this is how broadly we would be implementing our sustainability in our various organizations. We would probably be working on one or two or four or five of these goals towards achieving the 2030 agenda. So now, if I come bring our discussion closer to the topic that I am trying to engage in, I would like to define communication. The relationship between communication and sustainability is as critical as the relationship of the backbone to a human body. And that's the kind of role it plays, because as we go on to subsequent slides, I will stress more on how this correlation actually is extremely critical in order to be able to go forward on the sustainability journey. Way back when United Nations Global Compact started its communication on progress, and many of the organizations that people in the early 90s started reporting on sustainability and the sustainability initiatives that they were undertaking in their organizations. They started their sustainability reporting journey with the UNGC's COP. And the very premise that this was built on was that most organizations were undertaking some or the other, either social, environmental activities within the organization. But there wasn't a stipulated agenda, and it all depended on the passion of the leader at the top. So if the person at the top, the person leading the organization, did not believe that it was something that the organization needed to spend time, energy, and resources on, it was then put into a corner and paid no attention to. It was more of an internal matter. This was the first time that organizations were encouraged to go out there and put it make it a part of the public domain, where you would go and on an annual basis report how you were progressing on your on the 10 principles of UNGC. And frankly, this is how it all progressed, because you expressed your intent and then you affirmed it by going back and writing about what you're doing internally, and that kind of enhanced your commitment, and you went subsequent years and reported on the progress you had made, and it was out there for everybody to see, and hence you could not retract your steps. And that was a commitment that you made to yourself and to relevant stakeholders, that this is what we are doing and this is where we are heading. So communication, thereby the rationale is that it kind of is almost like a supportive mechanism for sustainability. And I've just listed out a few stakeholders. You could definitely add more, but why would one want to communicate? And why is it important? Well, you would want to communicate to your beneficiaries because you want to create awareness about what you're doing for them. In the company that I am representing, for example, we have a program that we've been working, apart from the other work that we're doing on sustainability. There's one flagship program that we are working on where we're making cinemas accessible for people with disabilities. So of course I would want my customers with disabilities and the elderly to know about this program, and the fact that these are the cinemas that are accessible, these are the accessibility features, and etc., etc. The vendors, suppliers, apart from pride in association, of course, for some of them it might be an added business opportunity. There could be new ones that are attracted to the opportunity, and opinion leaders. Of course, there's something to talk about a particular organization, which would then improve the image of your organization. Customers, there are proven studies to show that customers prefer to buy from organizations that are known to contribute positively to the environment, the society, and have good governance practices. Employees, of course, you want to attract good employees, and you want to retain them, and you want them engaged. So that set of stakeholders. Then your shareholders, enhanced value in the form of an organization that is committed to enhancing value for society, for the environment, has good governance practices, and thereby is there for a long haul, and thereby their investment is secure, and they would reap benefits from the association that they have with you. Media, for to create more further awareness, general public. I put that as a separate bucket of people who probably might not be associated with you today, but may get associated with you in the future because of these positive things that people have to say about you. And thereby, of course, enhancing your customer base, your getting good employees, attracting new employees, having people invest in your organization, and many other kinds of stakeholders. So now that we have established that it's important to communicate about sustainability and whatever you are doing within your organization, how do you go about doing it? So do you just relegate it to the communication department and let them do it and get on with your business as usual? No, you really don't, because bringing sustainability into conversations and discussions across the board is extremely important, because sustainability is not just the responsibility of the sustainability department. So when people ask me who my team is the entire organization, because unless and until I can get everybody thinking sustainably and acting sustainably, my work is not done. So making it a part of your planning and strategy. So when you're doing your budget planning, when you're doing your road ahead planning, are you accommodating for these aspects? For instance, we have a complete roadmap of how future cinemas need to be designed, and if there are infrastructural issues on the way, what are the assistive equipment that we would need to put into place to be able to overcome those infrastructural challenges. Investment in time, in terms of time and resources, without which there will be no conversations and there'll be nothing to communicate about. Understand the issues that can be addressed and build accordingly. So just taking back from Singh, and I will keep correlating it to the accessible cinema program. It all started with conversations, and it all started with identification of certain issues that were there on ground, that were then fed back to the organization from the cinemas, where they found that people with disabilities and the elderly found it extremely difficult to climb steps, and if they were on wheelchair, it was almost impossible to access, to come to the cinema and watch their favorite actors play out on screen. So they missed it, and they definitely that was a vacuum and a void, and we realized that we needed to work on. So it became an issue that needed to be addressed, and then processes and systems have been created to be able to address the issue. Leverage products and services to cater to issues. So you have existing products or services. So for instance, our app, how do we make cinemas that are accessible, discoverable easily? So customization was done, and you can see that there are cinemas that are marked with a wheelchair sign, and then you will see shows with wheelchair sign as well as subtitles, subtitling information. And these are the shows that are accessible. And then when you go into the auditorium level to book a seat, you can actually book a seat for yourself if you're on, if you need assistance, and for a companion. And these seats would remain blocked till somebody who needs it books it, or if or half an hour before the show. So basically, what I'm trying to emphasize is that you will need to, when you identify that issue, you will have to design your processes to be able to complement your efforts towards making that issue a reality. Build sustainable consciousness and train people and induct them. When we started this program, we realized that everything from the kind of words that were being used to the over enthusiasm to help, to not understanding a disability were a challenge, and we addressed all these through training and showed them what was the wrong way of dealing with the person with a certain kind of disability, and then showed them the right way to deal with it. So culture building is an extremely important aspect when it comes to sustainable value creation, because the organization needs to rally around the issue and be able to present it to the beneficiaries or the stakeholders in the manner that it's been envisioned. Ask the right questions and solve the right and give solutions for the right problems. nurture a consumer consciousness, avoid something to avoid greenwashing. And greenwashing is a terminology that has evolved in sustainability, and sustainability experts relate very well to this term. And there's a tendency of exaggerating, so don't exaggerate. Be honest and be upfront about what you're doing. Sustainability is a continuous journey. No matter where you are, there's always so much more to do. So you never have really arrived. So it's great that you're working on something, and it's okay to continue working on it, because you are on the journey of continuous improvement. Tell your target group where you're heading. It's important to have a vision, a sustainability vision. And just correlating it again, we announced, PVR announced 50 accessible cinemas in 2018. We were going to make another announcement in 2020, but we were hit by the pandemic. And this year we are announcing the next 50, which takes the number to 100. And our next milestone is going to be one cinema in every city of our presence will be accessible. So it's important to be able to share your vision, build your brand with emotions that matter. Yes, of course. And if you understand what people would want you to be doing, and if you can connect the emotions with that brand, there's this greater brand salience that gets established. Stories are important, because use storytelling, because your sustainability journey will affect people, and that's why I told you the PVR story. And it is definitely very inspiring. It might inspire other people to start their individual sustainability journey, and it's important to be able to share. So if you in a holistic form, and as you saw, not just to be able to convey to stakeholders, but also to be able to take and enhance sustainability within your organization and make it a part of a cliched term, a part of your DNA. Communication cannot be separated from sustainability, and vice versa, because I think they complement each other and strengthen each other. So that's all from me, and thank you very much. Have a good summit. All the best. Thank you.